Hello and welcome back to another YouTube video. We're going to be looking at the market interpreting elasticity of demand 1.2.2. Again, it's going to be a bit of a detailed video, so be sure to go back throughout the video and make notes and take your time to revise and actually understand what's going on. Apart from that, let's just get straight into the video, and be sure just to subscribe and like and maybe share with your friends who are doing the A-level business. When it comes to elasticity, there are two types that you need to know about for business. The first one is price elasticity of demand. This refers to how much the change in price of a product affects demand. And as you can see, there's a formula. It's the percentage change in the quantity demanded divided by the percentage change in the price. Now, they'll tell you maybe the percentage change in the exam and you just divide it, or they may tell you um, people demanded 5 products, now it's 10. You have to work out the percentage change yourself, which is just new take away old divided by old times 100. So it's always negative, but you ignore the minus sign. And as you can see, it says if the PED, which just stands for price elasticity of demand, is greater than 1, then the product is elastic. For example, minus 1.2 would be seen as 1.2. And then if it's less than 1, then the product is inelastic. So a PED of minus 0.8 would be 0.8 because you ignore the minus. So I have an example at the bottom for you. A price increase of 20% leads to a 30% reduction in demand. So using the formula, how do we find it out? Well, it's the percentage change in quantity demanded, so that's minus 30 because the demand has been reduced, divided by the percentage change in the price, which is an increase of 20%. So 30 divided by minus 30 divided by 20, minus 1.5, and obviously you ignored the minus sign, so it's 1.5. Again, as another example, a price decrease of 20%, which would be minus 20, leads to a 5% increase in demand. So how do we do that? 5 divided by minus 20, which gives you minus 0.25. And again, you ignore the minus sign, so 0.25, and it's inelastic. Now, be sure to remember that formula because you don't get it given to you, and sometimes you may have to rearrange it. For example, they may ask for the percentage change in the quantity demanded. If you don't have to rearrange, you're just going to have to times price elasticity of demand by percentage change in the price to get the percentage change in quantity demanded. Apart from that, just want to know, most of the time elastic products are like luxuries, which will go into the next slide, and inelastic refers to like your necessities like milk, etc. Be sure to remember this formula and also know how to rearrange it, and also take into account that you may have to know how to do percentage change. Again, it's just new take away old divided by old times 100. Now I'm going to look into some factors affecting the PED. Firstly, is whether the products are necessities or the luxuries. Again, necessities, the products are inelastic, and luxuries are elastic. I like to think of this, if you think about an elastic band, it can easily change, right? It's elastic, it can easily change the shape of it, etc. Therefore, the demand for luxuries can easily change because it's elastic. And the same for necessities. If it's inelastic, it's hard to change and like move around. Therefore, the demand is hard to change because people need those products. Loyal customers is another factor affecting the PED. The more loyal they are, the product is more of a necessity to them. Again, the internet is easier to find other products, so it makes the product more elastic. And then competition, more competitors, more elastic, which kind of ties into internet. So whether the product is a necessity or luxury, loyal customers, internet, and competition is a factor affecting PED. Now, I have some examples of how PED and sales revenue like relate, so you get a better understanding. So there's our first one. There's 100 scarves sold for £10, so there's £1,000 revenue. The PED is minus 2.5. This is just given to you like in the context. It haven't worked anything out yet. The firm increases the price by 10% to £11. Now, what we're going to do, we have the percentage change in quantity demanded equals percentage change in price times PED. Remember how I said the last slide, you may have to rearrange the formula. This is an example of rearranging the formula. So 10%, because that's the firm increase in the price, times by the PED minus 2.5, that shouldn't be percent, my bad, equals minus 25%. So now the quantity demanded has gone down by 25%, so therefore 75 scarves are sold, and they're sold for £11 each, which leads to a revenue of £825. This goes to show that with elastic products, Firms can increase sales revenue by reducing price. A small decrease in price will cause a large increase in demand. However, in this context, increasing the price led to customers buying it less, and that's how what happens with luxury products, you know, or yeah, elastic products. If a price of that product increases, for example, an iPhone, people may be less likely to buy it. The second type of elasticity refers to income elasticity of demand. This shows how the demand for a product changes as income changes. Now, another formula is percentage change in quantity demanded divided by the percentage change in income. How I like to remember both these formulas is that percentage change in quantity demanded is always on top, and then the other variables at the bottom. Now, um, usually it's written as YED for income elasticity of demand, and also it depends if a product is a normal product, which means it's either a necessity or a luxury, or an inferior product, which we'll go into in a second. Now, necessity products have a positive YED that is um, less than 1. So as income rises, demand does rise for these products, but slower than the increase in income. Don't worry if you don't understand what that means. To be honest, you don't really need that part. You just need to remember when it's a necessity and when it's a luxury, for example. So now luxury products, they have a positive income elasticity of demand that's greater than 1. And then inferior goods, which are just cheaper value goods such as supermarket beans, not Heinz beans, have a negative YD. From this slide, you just need to remember the definition, the formula, and like when it's a necessity, luxury, or inferior good. The final slide, we're going to look at how elasticity helps businesses make decisions. So firstly, the price elasticity of demand helps a firm decide whether to raise or lower the price of a product. They can see what may happen to the sales and then the revenue. For example, the example we did in like the second slide. Also, if a product is price elastic, then a firm may set lower competitive prices so they could try to gain more customers. However, if it's inelastic, then they may set higher prices and use price skimming techniques. The business could use income elasticity of demand as well. It will allow them to see what will happen to the sales if the economy grows or shrinks. This is because if that happens, this will affect people's incomes. Firms usually have a wide product range for products that are elastic, inelastic, and normal, luxury, or inferior goods. That way, the businesses can promote whichever products are suitable for consumers at the time. For example, like inferior goods during a recession. I put in the top again the two formulas so you could just read over it and revise it. I would say one trick, just always remember percentage change in quantity demanded is always on top for both formulas. That way you could just easily remember which is on the bottom. Now that's the end of the video. I understand this video and the last video is quite hard. Demand and like elasticity is not easy. It's very hard to get your head around. It will take a couple of watches to get through, and it may seem confusing at first, but trust me, if you take your time and just take the important bits of information from the video, you will get there in no time. Apart from that, have a good day, and all I ask for is a subscribe and like, and tell me how I can improve in the comments. Thank you.